Hey everyone, and welcome! Today, we're getting right to the heart of it, the real starting line for every single customer relationship. We're going to break down that journey, from someone who's never heard of you to a super loyal fan. Where does it actually begin? So let's just pause and think about that. Before any business makes a sale, or signs a new client, or gets that rave review, what has to happen first? There's this one thing that everything else hinges on. Any guesses? All right. So the answer is wrapped up in something called Customer Relationship Management, or CRM. Now, it's super important to get this right from the start. CRM isn't just some program you install. No. It's way bigger than that. It's a whole strategy, almost a philosophy, right? It's all about how a company manages its relationships with both potential customers and the ones they already have, all to make them happier and more loyal. Okay, so let's really get into it. Like any big journey, this whole path from stranger to customer, well, it has a very clear, absolutely non-negotiable starting point. You can basically map out the whole customer journey in 4 main steps. First, you've got to generate brand awareness. Then, that lets you acquire leads. After that, you work on converting those leads into actual customers. And finally, you foster loyalty and keep them coming back. But look at the order here. It's a domino effect. Everything, and I mean everything, flows from that first step. If there's no awareness, the whole thing is a non-starter. And hey, this isn't just me saying this. The sources we're looking at are super clear about it. They literally say, the very first step is generating brand awareness. It's all about making people aware that your stuff, your products, your services, even exists in the first place. It's the bedrock, the foundation for absolutely everything else. So that's the what. But what about the how? How do companies actually build this awareness? Let's take a look at the different ways they basically introduce themselves to everybody. Okay, so the tools in the toolbox are probably things you've heard of, but they each do a very different job. You've got social media, right? That's perfect for having a real conversation, a back and forth. Then there are good old-fashioned ads, which are all about broadcasting a message to as many people as possible. And, you can't forget about personal visits. That face-to-face connection can build some serious trust from day one. And here's what's really cool. The strategy for building awareness isn't a one-size-fits-all deal. It totally changes depending on what you're selling. Think about it. For something big, a high-involvement purchase, like a car, people go through this learn, feel, do thing. They need to do their homework and feel good about the decision. But for something simple, low involvement, like a can of soda, it's way faster. It's more of a learn, do process. The goal isn't to write a thesis on soda. It's just to make the brand feel familiar when you're at the store. Okay, so you've got that initial spark. Someone knows you exist. How do you turn that little flicker into the full-on fire of a paying customer? This is where the idea of a funnel comes in, and it really shows you how it all works. Step 1, awareness, turns a total stranger into a prospect. Then, if that prospect shows some real interest, maybe gives you their email, boom, they become a lead. And once you've nurtured that relationship a bit, that lead converts and becomes a customer. See? Each step literally cannot happen without the one right before it. All right, get ready for a number that should make anyone in business just stop and think for a second. The data shows it can cost you 5 to 25 times more to get a brand new customer than it does to just hang on to one you already have. That's huge. And that number right there is the why behind everything we're talking about. Because it's so darn expensive to get new customers, the entire CRM process is built around loyalty and retention. It's a long-term game. It's not just about making one sale, it's about keeping that customer for life. Okay, let's pull the camera back for a second. We've seen the first step, we've seen the journey, but where does all this fit into the bigger picture of how a company operates? Well, it fits into this much larger framework. You've got these 5 big processes: developing the strategy, creating value, integrating all your channels, managing information, and analyzing performance. And brand awareness, the thing we've been focusing on, is a key part of those value creation and multi-channel integration pieces. So, if you're going to take away one big thing from all of this, what should it be? It's this. I want you to picture your whole customer strategy like you're building a massive skyscraper. You could have the world's greatest architect, the best steel, an amazing crew, but if you build it on a weak, shaky foundation, the whole thing is coming down. Brand awareness, that's your solid, concrete foundation. So, I'll leave you with one final thought. Your business could be completely ready to go. You might have the best product, the best service, the best team in the world. But the real question you have to ask is,
Do the people who need you most even know you exist?